Hi, I'm the last goth unicorn, and it's that time of the month again. And by that time of the month, I mean it's the next month, and I'm filming this late, and editing it late, and posting it late. So, hi. It's May wrap up time, and May was a slow month for me. So I finished 3 books in May, and that's it. So let's talk about them. The first book that I read this month was Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher, and I gave it 2 stars. And I gave it 2 stars because I really liked the characters and the way that T. Kingfisher writes characters, and I absolutely despised everything else about the book. It was just not for me. I'm not a cozy girly, and I felt like it was so cozy that I didn't care most of the time. And that's not amazing to feel when reading a book. I don't love to feel. I often say that the worst thing a book or a movie can be is boring. And I say that because if it's something that's meant to entertain you, the worst thing it can be is boring. And I found Sword Heart very boring. And that's it. I gave it 2 stars. The next book I read was Bat Eater and Other Names for Corazang, and I gave this 5 stars because it was really, really good. I genuinely really enjoyed this book. I thought it was super fun. I think that all the twists and turns in it were just delightful, as well as all of the characters. I thought the Yufei was my favorite. Man, oh man, this book was really good. I don't want to spoil anything because I feel like if you are even semi interested in this book, you should just read it because it is not a super long book and it is quite the read. I will say you do have to be able to handle quite a bit of gore in order to like get through and enjoy this book, I would say. But it is about a woman who's a crime scene cleaner. So kind of makes sense. The last final book that I read this month was Someone You Can Build a Nest In. And I got this book because I had heard about it and I said, I could go for a little mediocre queer literature. It was actually very good. I gave this 4 stars. It wasn't perfect, and I felt like the epilogue, part 8 of this book, was like unnecessary and didn't add anything to the story for me. But I understand the intent behind it, and I really respect it. I thought it was genuinely a very fun read. It was just kind of silly, and it felt good to read it. And I just really, really enjoyed the experience of getting to read the book. Yeah, Someone You Can Build a Nest In was genuinely very good. It really surprised me. I thought it was going to be something that I was very mid on by the end, but I actually really enjoyed it. And yeah, that's my wrap up. Let me introduce you to all of the books that I started and did not finish. First, I'm going to give a shout out to the book that's in my bag right now that I didn't feel like fishing out, which is Giants in the Earth. That one I have read like 150 pages of. I'm like a third of the way through the book. Very good. It's a very fun, it's not fun at all. It's really depressing and sad, actually. It's a very, very slow paced book, but I've been really enjoying it. So, shout out to Giants in the Earth. Next, I'm going to show you the rest of my books that I started. Do you recognize this one? I'm still working on this one. I promise it is just really slow going. I'm not huge on the current story I'm on, so it's been hard to read it. But I am still working on Never Whistle at Night. I'm also still working on The Faithless. I have not picked this book up in a full month, but I'm hoping that I will come back to it soon. I just started Molly Bond, and it might go back into my pile, but who knows? I've been really into the slower, older kind of style of reading lately, so Then I have Myths and Legends of the Middle Ages. What can I say? I always have to have a Myths and Legends book ready, just in case I need something to lull me to sleep. I started Sister Maiden Monster, and then I was like, this is a COVID book. And I just read a COVID book, so I'm going to put this one down. And I did. Then we still have this as my nighttime book, which is fairies, or Irish fairy and folk tales. And then these are the two books that I have most hope that I will actually be able to finish next month, which is Titan by John Varley. What can I say? I have tried to make a video talking about John Varley like 3 or 4 times, and I just cannot. I just felt like I couldn't do it without reading Titan, and I happened to find a copy of Titan at a half-price bookstore, so... And then I just got this book, and I just started it, but I'm really enjoying it, which is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. It's really good so far. It's like if House of Leaves was pleasant. But yeah, that is everything that I started last month, and did not finish, which you may be saying, that is a lot of things to start and not finish. I know, I'm discovering things about myself. I'm discovering that I'm certainly a mood reader, as they say. And I was just not prepared for the consequences that that might have on me and my soul and my stack of books that I've been reading. So, anyway, I wanted to do something a little bit different today, which is I wanted to share, because it is the start of the 6th month of the year. I wanted to share what it remains of my book hoard. So if you've never seen the first video on my channel, my whole reason for starting this channel was that I hoarded a lot of books for like 10 plus years of my life, and I just never read them. I just kept them and I didn't read them. So in the last 3 years, I actually started reading again, and I really was determined this year to vanquish this pile of books, just fully get rid of it. And so that is what I'm trying to do. And I've definitely bought some books this year and read them. Like, genuinely, both of these books, I think all 3 of the books I read last month, yeah, literally all 3 of them I bought in this year. And I have a method that I've been using to keep myself from buying too many books, because I can see myself doing that and spending all of my money on books. But to avoid doing that, I have like a method that I use in order to keep myself in check. And I've been sticking to it pretty faithfully since I started it. But I thought I would introduce you and show you just kind of what we're working with for the rest of the year, hopefully, if I can stop myself from buying more books. So let me just share with you what we have going. We still have Folk of the Air by Peter S. Beagle. Still love Peter S. Beagle, and I'm really excited to read this eventually. I have Old Garot by Huron de Balzac. I love his writing. I think his work is super depressing. We have Sweet Bitter Song. I did just get this one. It was given to me as a gift. I am excited. I've seen good things about it. I have no idea if I'll like it. I'm not huge into retellings, but we'll see how it goes. Next, I just got this, and this one I do have to admit I bought out of I was gonna say out of wedlock, but that's definitely not the right thing to say. I bought this one outside of the bounds of my method because I found it at the half-price bookstore, and it's the last Augustina Basterica that I needed to read all of her stuff. And I love Augustina Basterica, so 19 Claws and a Blackbird. We have Iron Widow. And then I also have the complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe, which is going to be a titan of a read. Next is, I have to hold this weird, the International Book of Erotica, or the Mammoth Book of International Erotica. Still want to read it, still excited about it. We have City of Bones. I have never read this book, and I'm super uninterested in it, but my partner read it and thought it would be funny to ask me to read it, so I will be reading it. I've Beloved by Toni Morrison, and I've just been really interested in reading more classics lately, and so I decided to pick this one up. Next I got Earthlings. I got this one kind of recently. Was very excited to see it back at the store because I've been looking for it for like years. I'm excited about this one. Next I have Hungerstone. Maybe I'll try to sneak this onto my list for Pride Month, but very excited about Hungerstone. I have the 10,000 Doors of January. What can I say? I was riding a high after I read The Everlasting, and I wanted to read more Alex E. Harrow. And then I have this book from 1906 of Princesses and Court Ladies. This one will hopefully be good. All right, and then for the last stack, I have The Lamort to Arthur. I don't need to explain this one. It's The Lamort to Arthur. I have Seven Gothic Tales by Isaac Dinesen. I picked it up because it said Gothic. I have The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. We have This Is How You Lose the Time War. Very excited about this one. The Groundwork of the Metaphysic of Morals by Immanuel Kant. I have no idea if I will be able to finish this one or if I will get so bored out of my fucking mind that I will send it away. I have The Metamorphoses by Ovid. Not to be confused with The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. I will probably get bored of this while reading it, but we'll see. I have Long After Midnight by Ray Bradbury. The Gilded Crown. I'm really excited about this one. I'm really scared, but I'm really excited. And then we have Priory of the Orange Tree, which is so huge. And I'm so scared of it, but who knows? And then the last book in my collection is The Nightmare Society Volume 3, which, who knows, maybe I will give myself a little treat and just power drink this one down. And that's everything. So there should be about 33 books in this stack that I've just shown you, or altogether between the ones that I'm currently reading and the ones that are waiting to be read. There should be about 33 books, which is a huge improvement on the 74 that I started this year with. So it's going pretty good. I definitely should wrangle in my spending on books a little bit more, but that is a personal demon, you know? Sometimes we have those. But yeah, that is it. That is my check-in. That is my wrap-up. That is my TBR. Hopefully, my highest hopes for books I will actually be able to finish next month is Titan and Piranesi, because they're the ones that I have been enjoying the most, and also they are some of the shorter ones I have. So hopefully I will be able to get through those. If not, I'm trying to get through 6 books again, because that was the amount of time that it would take me to read. Or that's how many I would need to read each month in order to be on pace. And I am super off pace now. So thank you so much for being here. If you watched this whole video, I feel like this was structured way worse than my other videos normally are, but I felt like I needed to pad the runtime a little bit because I did not read a whole lot this month. Thank you so much, Tomodachi Life. But yeah, if you have read any of the books that I talked about, please let me know what you thought of them. Or if you know anything about the books that I'm currently reading, let me know. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much. Remember to stay off pudding and stay obscene.